Mark Kern, producer on Diablo 2, as well as Vanilla WoW fame, and Warhammer, both take massive shots at Blizzard following the BlizzCon debacle, whereas the Shill Games media take shots at, you'll never guess, the gamers, because it's all the gamers' fault. Somehow. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface in what I think is going to be a bit of a weird video. I think there's going to be some serious stuff, there's going to be some weird stuff, and let's start with some fun stuff, shall we? Warhammer has taken a very, very unsubtle shot at Activision Blizzard following the BlizzCon debacle with Diablo Immortal. And they have placed an advert up on their Twitter from their... Whoa, ChaosBane is their Diablo clone. It is essentially a Diablo clone. It looks very much like Diablo 3. It seems to play like Diablo 3, but it's set in the Age of Sigma timeline of the Warhammer universe. Looks good. Looks good. Diablo 3 looks good. Plays well. This looks to be the same. Coming out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4 next year. Go check out the advert on the website. This is not a sponsor at all, but go check it out if you're hankering for a bit of Diablo-esque hack and slash on the PC or consoles next year. You'll be, I think, pleasantly surprised by what you see. But what they've done is they have just created an advert which is designed to trigger, but it's designed to trigger the right people, in as much as this is not meant to trigger gamers. This is meant to pander to gamers. This is an advert from a team of people who understand who their audience is, and they're playing up to that. They're pandering, and they're using stereotype imagery here, and it's all in the name of fun and having a cheap shot. There is nothing wrong with that. But apparently in current year, that seems to be a bit dirty. So what have they done? Well, they've taken their game, ChaosBane, they've imposed it here onto a mobile phone with a big X across it. Female hands, obviously, for extra trigger warning. Extra trigger warning, female hands. Is not coming to mobile. Bravo, it's great marketing. That is the marketing equivalent to shooting fish in a barrel. It really is. It's very clever. It's very simple. It's meant to be triggering the right people, the PC posse, and I'm not talking personal computer here. I'm talking political correctness posse. And it's pandering to their target audience. Great, great marketing. Well done, Warhammer. Cheap shot. Funny shot, though. And well done for that. Let's, though, move on to something a little bit more serious and severe now. And this is where I think the video is going to start to get very weird. So let's jump to Mark Kern, who was the producer of Diablo 2. He worked as a lead on Vanilla Warcraft. And also, I think he worked on Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne. Not a bad resume to have. And this guy knows what he's talking about. And I think he's, more importantly, very level-headed. But if you just look at his first tweet, Blizzard gamers are not smugly entitled, nor are they toxic. And they most certainly are not made about a mobile version of Diablo because they hate the women's. The craziest blue check theory I've seen so far. What on earth could have spawned an opening tweet like that, which goes into a big, a big discussion? I don't want to say tirade, because tirade gives the impression that it's like, but it's not. It's very, very methodical and commonsensical. So this is what spawned it. This outpouring from games media, and I do use quotation marks there because I don't know why half of these people are actually in games media. They seem to detest gamers and the gaming industry. But he is, I'm pretty sure, referring to this tweet here from Will Powers. Here's a hot take. The people that bash on mobile gaming are an offshoot of toxic masculinity. What? They get off on hating something that they've traditionally associated with a heavily female audience. I have no idea what this guy is taking, but Will, get in touch with me and can you send me some? We'll swap addresses. You send me something. I'll try and get a hold of something for you as well. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't get this. I tell you, I can only obviously speak for myself. But the reason why I bash on mobile gaming, just to quote Will Powers, is the fact that mobile gaming is just littered with microtransactions and crap like that. And hey, you want to get past here? Pay this and da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's just dreadful. Dreadful. The only mobile games I tend to actually enjoy are ports of games which were created 20 years ago, like your Final Fantasy games and stuff like that. Oh, Final Fantasy 4's come onto mobile. Yeah, I'll put that on my iPad. That's the only mobile gaming I seem to like that isn't barred with microtransactions. But you look at that Harry Potter thing where you got a kid being choked and you got to buy your crystals, otherwise your character's getting choked, he's gonna die, and all that kind of stuff. And you just have to look at the NetEase, and they are the ones who are creating Diablo Immortal. Just look at the NetEase stuff. It's just microtransaction laden, and egregiously so as well. Activision own King, which is Candy Crush and all that kind of stuff, and that is a money funnel. That is just a money funnel. That is why I don't like mobile gaming. That is why I bash on mobile gaming, and I have no intention personally to get involved in mobile gaming. Has nothing to do with toxic masculinity or hating women. Utterly, utterly ridiculous. Now, he does go on to say down here, I work in mobile and I see the data and facts to support these claims. It's not just wild assumptions. By the way, I won't link any of it. I won't link any of it. I'll just add that. I won't link any of it. I'll just say it. But you just have to look around at what's being said here, and it's pretty disgusting. David Milner, award-winning journalist for Games Informer Australia. How well did the dev handle it, though? I would have jumped the stage and started kicking people. This is psychotic. This is psychotic. Oh, I didn't hear something I liked. I disagreed with something somebody said. I'm going to jump the stage and start kicking people. Kicking the people I don't agree with. Kicking... Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. Down here, Sean Finnegan. Can we get I'll have to pull this across here. Oops. I'm going to have to drag this across a little bit, I think. Here we go. Whoop. There we go. Sean Finnegan down here. Director, photographer, producer at IGN. Here we go. If you ever questioned that gamers are the most cynical, toxic, and entitled fandom in all of entertainment, just look at the Diablo Immortal announcement at Blizzcon. This is a guy whose product, IGN, is allegedly directed at gamers, and his opinion of them is cynical, toxic, and entitled. Hey, I hate you. I work for IGN, but I hate you. I hate my target audience. I hate my target audience. Another IGNer, Lucy O'Brien here. When the Diablo dude got up and asked the devs if their game is a joke, he was being a massive dickhead. No, he wasn't. He was being legit. There is no real discussion to be had beyond that. No, Lucy, there is. There is. Just because you call the end of it doesn't mean that there is. This is probably a problem that you have. You're probably very good at saying stuff, very poor probably on receiving stuff. Oh, I want to tell you something, but I'm not interested in your opinion. When you don't want to hear the other side of the argument, that's when stuff falls apart. But whatever. It's rudeness and entitlement at its most raw. Yeah, he was entitled because he probably paid a lot of money to get there. He probably paid a lot of money to get there, and he probably has paid a lot of money to Blizzard for their products. Diablo, maybe WoW, maybe Heroes, maybe StarCraft, maybe, others. Where's the other one? Forgot. But he may have funneled hundreds, maybe thousands of pounds into product. He's entitled to ask his question. He didn't name call anybody. He didn't say it in a nasty way. He asked if this was an out of season April Fool's joke. And since you're a journalist, let me help you along here, because I assume you've done your research. Because in 2014, Blizzard's April Fool's joke, not an out of season one though, an in season one. Their April Fool's joke for the Diablo fans was the next game in the Diablo franchise after Diablo 3 is a mobile game. That was their April Fool's joke. So he actually had some context. Jason Schreier here, responding to Skill Ups, my God, the savagery. The absolute savagery from the question. Again, the red shirt guy. This isn't savagery. This is fucking obnoxious, embarrassing behaviour. Jason Schreier, who just released an article saying that Blizzard had created a video for Diablo 4 that wasn't shown at BlizzCon. And Blizzard have come out today and said, no, that's not the case. We never had any other announcements to go out there. None. So that's what I'd call embarrassing Jason, myself. He has amended his story now to say, well, they have made the video. Why they didn't show it at BlizzCon, I don't know. But they have made the video. So now he's amended his story. But Blizzard have stood firm and said, we never planned for any other Diablo announcements. And it's all, if you just look, dicks. It's all just hatred, and all the same terminologies being used. It's all entitlement and toxic. And Will early here talks about gatekeeping. Words like entitled and toxic are gatekeeping words. They're words designed to try and shut people's opinions down. They're words that are designed to silence people. But don't worry, folks. Games journalism, they don't hold themselves to their own lofty expectations of people. They are, after all, hypocritical. Another journalist somewhere down here talks about, I can't wait to see. You can't see this, unfortunately. It's hidden behind me. Actually, let's just get rid of me so you can see it. Where are we? Down here. I can't wait to see what other games come to smartphones, enraging man-children who weren't alive when the original came out. A video game editor at Variety. This is craziness. This is utter craziness. This is people who you just got to say, why are you in this industry? You hate the people that these games are designed for. You hate them. Just look at your language. Just look at your language. Look at your tweets. And this is why you have the name of NPC. Because you're all saying the same stuff. It's all the same wordage. It's all the same word. Entitled, toxic, entitled, toxic. It's baffling. And this is what Mark Kern was responding to. It's just disgusting. Just disgusting, to be honest with you. If I was IGN, I'd be sacking some people. If I was Games Informer, I'd be sacking some people. If I was Variety, I'd be sacking some people. That's what I'd be doing. Hey, Games Informer, do you want to know that one of your editors, if he doesn't like something somebody says, just going to go and assault them? David, you're welcome, if you don't agree with anything I said, to come jump and kick me. I will sue the living shit out of you. Take you for every penny you've got. So, I don't mind, David. You can do that. You can do that if you want. I won't even put up a fight. I'll just let you kick me. So let's go back to Mark Kern, who speaks very, very responsibly here. And very, very logically. So let's go into some of his tweets. There are a lot. I'll try and get through a few. I know this is a big video. But let's just see what we can get into. Since I was a producer on Diablo 2, a lot of people have been asking for my thoughts on the whole Diablo Immortal fiasco. It is a fiasco. That's great words. My words. Great words. I hate to say it, but what you are seeing is Blizzard not understanding gamers anymore. Now, I've got to say this at the start, before I get accused. I'm not just liking Mark's arguments here because he's been mirroring what I've been saying for the last few days. To me, this is just common sense. Deep cuts from my channel. It's just common sense. To me, this is just common sense talk, what's being said here. And especially when Blizzard is saying words at BlizzCon, we listen to you. We're listening to our audience. We love your feedback. It feels like it's been said through dead eyes. We're listening to you. We understand your feedback. We receive your... They're saying words, but they're not meaning them. And there has been such a disconnect with the World of Warcraft, as a lot of my fans on this channel will realise. The Q&As are farcical most of the time. People have a lot of issues. 95% of the Q&A is Blizzard talking about why an NPC's pants got changed from pink to brown. And then 5 minutes later going, yeah, we are listening to your other stuff. See you later. There's a huge disconnect with what's going on. Anyway, I will proceed. I'll try and crack through these a little bit quicker. There is nothing wrong with having a mobile version of Diablo. In fact, I would have wanted one as an option. By the way it was hinted at and presented, and the failure of Blizzard management to predict the backlash caught me by surprise. Blizzard used to be really gamer-driven. Blizzard coyly played up the Diablo hype, which is a good move, but failed to anticipate that their PC-based audience was going to expect, well, a PC-based announcement. And that following all the hype up with a different product is a huge bait-and-switch feeling moment. All right, let's just stop there for a sec. Yeah, it kind of feels as if Vince Russo is working at Blizzard Entertainment. That's what it feels like. People who get that reference might be chuckling away. Other people might be going, who? What? Who? Never mind. But he's absolutely right. If you are going to do something completely away from what your core audience anticipates, bearing in mind the Blizzard audience is predominantly PC, a little bit of console maybe for things like things like Diablo 3, maybe a bit of console, but predominantly PC based and tablet whatever for Hearthstone. And then suddenly you're just like, major announcement, ending the opening ceremony, the coup de grace, folks, is a mobile game for Diablo. Made by a Chinese company that the video game looks exactly like, just looks like a reskin, same controls, same everything. Yeah, it's not shockingly, it's not shockingly not going to go down well with people. Bizarre. Anyway, Blizzard has said now that they're working on multiple Diablo projects. They really should have dropped a teaser for their PC-based project alongside their mobile announcement, if that's the case. Again, this is what I actually did. I did a mock presentation of what the Diablo announcement should have been yesterday on stream, where all they had to do was show a logo for Diablo 4, a bit of music, Maybe, maybe a line at the bottom, it's coming. Just something that teased it, a la Elder Scrolls. When they announced Blades, right at the end of the presentation, they announce the Elder Scrolls 6. When they announced Fallout Shelter, they announced Fallout 4. These are the things that work because you show a mobile product and people are like, and then you go, but don't worry, the core fundamentals of why you buy our product, here's the next stage. So I have no personal understanding why there wasn't just a Diablo 4 logo, a little bit of music maybe, and something saying, it's coming. Or whatever. It wouldn't have taken much to do. It wouldn't have taken much to do. At all. But what is really telling is that it surprised them. They were expecting backlash, but they didn't have a plan for it. They didn't predict the wave. Any Diablo gamer could have told you what would have happened if you asked. Blizzard never used to have to ask because it was made up of hardcore gamers from top to bottom. We used to say that that we were our own harshest audience for our games. I would have had a line of devs outside my door telling me this was a bad move. The fact that Blizzard was A, unprepared for this reaction, and B, had no plans to mitigate it, even knowing some of it was coming, is a great disappointment to me. It smacks of, yeah, well, suck it down. Sorry, it's a reference to somebody else. This isn't a toxic gamer issue. It's not an entitlement issue. It's just bad PR handling and a bad culture on the part of Blizzard, I'm sad to say. It's a culture that says, we know better, and fits right in with, you think you don't. That's what it's meant to be. You think you do, sorry, but you don't. This is woke as... And not in an ironic way. This is legit woke stuff. This is commonsensical stuff. The Shill media are out white knighting for Blizzard because they white knight for the gaming industry. They have no interest in you as the gamers. You don't provide them. You're the cattle for them. The gaming industry is the people who invite them to places. They're the ones who wine them. They're the ones who advertise on their websites. That's where their priorities are. You're just the cattle. You're just the cattle that click the adverts, that keep the ad revenue going through. They have no loyalty to you. This isn't the gaming. This isn't the gamers being toxic. This isn't the gamers being entitled. This is a huge, colossal miscalculation by Blizzard. And I couldn't agree more. And as we've seen, just continuing here, as we've seen from the J. Allen Brack, you think you do, but you don't. And what have we got going on at the minute? Classic WoW. Because they thought we didn't, but we did. Maybe you don't know better anymore, Blizzard. Maybe you've really lost touch with gamers and you are now in some $1 billion a year ivory tower that needs some reflection on your part. That needs some reflection on your part. Because that's our, I think, big business fail. Remember Nokia? Remember Blockbuster Video? Today's devs need to talk to gamers all the time. Game devs have gotten so big, it's easy to lose touch. Many devs stop playing games as they start making them professionally. You need to make an effort to connect and tear down the corporate wall and get to know your audience. Now, this is something I've actually said about WoW. And the way that content was produced for BFA, to me, I legitimately couldn't see how any of the devs were playing the game. And I'm talking from an external world policy here. I said I could understand how they raided, because that seems to be well-constructed, well-crafted content. But when you just have to look at the absolute, just the clusterfuck of what the outside world is, they can't be participating in that. No, not even close. And I like how Blizzard isn't blaming their customers yet. but say they are passionate. That's pretty good so far, but an apology to a PC reveal, an apology and a PC reveal would be better. They are busy with BlizzCon wind down, but I hope to see a better response after all this. Yeah, somebody who isn't blaming the gamers is Blizzard. I think maybe there's a little bit of realization that there has been a monumental up here, but we'll have to see in time. Blizzard have been known, especially with Warlords of Draenor as an example from WoW, that when the community were really unhappy with Warlords, they just shut up shop, stopped communicating, and when they did communicate, they were taking to Twitter with tirades. They were taking to Twitter to insult their audience, being condescending to them. It was a terrible, terrible farce. And that is the behavior of people who are completely out of touch with their audience. Complete and utterly out of touch with their audience. As for the mainstream game journalists, they are blaming gamers. And so are a lot of the know-nothing devs in mobile and indie. To them, I say, be prepared to lose a lot of customers and money, because it's never right to blame your customers for your own PR blunders and learning nothing. Yeah, you just have to see here, Jennifer, games designer, just shitting all over you. Just a games designer shitting all over you. I'm sick and tired of people yelling about microtransactions and monetization concepts the second you talk about mobile games. You all sound like a broken record. These things exist in AAA games. Yeah, and there's shit there as well, Jennifer. There's shit there as well. So yeah, there she goes. Games developer. Buy her games, folks. She's shitting all over you. Go woke. Get woke. Go broke. And all that. It's a meme for a reason, folks. So Mark Kern dropping some absolute common sense bombs, some common sense nukes down there. I think he sees it really for what it is. Regardless of what you think about the mobile aspect of Diablo Immortal, Blizzard got it wrong. They got it wrong. They targeted a product to the wrong audience. It could have the Diablo Immortal reveal could have worked much better another time, another place, another venue that was more specific to that. But they decided to try and push it towards their PC crowd who were legitimately expecting a PC product. Just how the hell did you think it was going to work out? But yeah, this is kind of like crazy times when you see the reaction from the games journalism, and then you see, calmer, more thought out and reasoned arguments from people who have been in the industry, are in the industry, and are knowledgeable about the industry and the company as well. So Mark, just incredible stuff. And Warhammer. Awesome stuff. I by the way, just completely off topic before I end this video, I tweeted Warhammer and said, are there going to be any great unclean ones? Are there going to be any great unclean ones in ChaosBane? And they said, yes. So that's a sale. But I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below. I'm not going to tell you that I think you're toxic. I'm not going to tell you that I think you're entitled. But I am going to tell you that I think you're awesome. You take care. Bye for now. Now that was a shill to you.